Hello everyone, it's Jill here and welcome to my craft. Today I'm going to be showing you how I've made this gorgeous little card for a new baby. You could use it for Easter or birthday or something like that, but I just wanted a new baby one because we have a new baby coming up in the family and we don't know the gender yet, so I thought we'd go with some nice neutral colours. So let's get started. I'll show you how I've done that. Let's pop that over there. So what we need to start with is a 6x6 card, or if you work in centimetres, that's about 14.5 centimetres square. And I've just cut mine down from a 12x12 pad. But a tip for that is if, when you do that, just make sure it fits into your envelope. So you may need to just trim a little bit off here and there. So that's our base card. So I'll put that to one side. And then I've got some watercolour card here. It's not too bumpy, it's reasonably smooth, and I can't remember which one that is. Anything will do, excuse me. And that's about a 12.5 centimetre square. So let's get started. I'm going to work in a circle, and to do that I've just cut a circle out of a piece of copier paper. I'm going to use the outie, we don't need the inny bit, so I've just lost that, and the circle is 9 centimetres. So in order to make sure I don't slip all over the place, I'm just going to line that up. And I can see through the paper. You probably can as well there. And I'm just going to stick it with a bit of tape from the back. It just takes a little bit of care here, just to make sure that that's in the right place. Because obviously we don't want that to move. Let's try and do it from this side. It's a bit fiddly. Stick that on there. Let's just make sure that's in the right spot. Yes, that's in the right spot. So I'm using Lavinia stamps, lots of little Lavinia stamps. This is a mini branch. Let me just find a little block for that. I'm going to start with that one. And I'm going to use my Versafine inks for these. This is vintage Sepia. Let's just ink that up. I'm just going to place a few around our circle. And I'm going into the circle and obviously onto the paper so that we don't get any bits we don't want are kept onto the copier paper. And I'm not going all the way around, I'm just going to go sort of 2/3 of the way. Let's angle that one a little bit like that. There we go. So that's our first layer. And then I've got here the mini leaf 5 from Lavinia. And I'm going to stamp that one in some Olympia Green, the Versafine. I don't know what colours these are in the Versafine Claire, but they're all the same ink. So let's just start to pop a bit of this down. And just move the angle so you've got a different aspect on the leaves as you go around. And we can do some second generation as well. Come back into this one because I didn't get a very good impression there on that one. So that's the mini leaves one, and then I've got some mini leaves Oh, this is mini leaf 1, sorry. That was mini leaf 5. Right, so there's that mini leaf 1 there. And just to add a bit of contrast, I'm coming with a different colour ink. And I'm going to use my Archival in Olive. Basically using what you have. You don't need to go out and buy special inks. Just use what you have in your craft kit. I find it easier to move the card as I'm going rather than trying to work at an awkward angle up here or something. Perhaps do another one just here. Maybe another one here. There we go. So if you want to see what your work's doing at any stage, you can just lift this off and you can see we're starting to get the nice circle shape there. Let's put that one down. And then I wanted to add a little bit of colour, a little pop of colour. So the next one that I'm using are the mini flowers. Tiny little things like this. Beautiful they are. And I'm coming in with, again, my Versafine in Spanish Moss. And it comes up quite yellow against the darker greens of the leaves, which is quite nice. That's a beautiful spring, fresh colour to it. It just fills the little wreath in beautifully. Let's turn that round. Okay, let's have a look at the work, see if that looks how I'd like it to look. May put a few more in this side. That's better. A few more up here. Lovely. Right, just clear all my inks away here. What else do we need now? Now I'm coming in with Pippin. Oh, Pippin is lovely. He's a little mini rabbit here, and he's gorgeous. So there he is there. Just going to mount him onto his block. And then also the other little rabbit that I'm using comes from the Wild Hares set, and you get three little hares in there. So this is going to be Mummy. I'm just going to put her about there, and then Pippin next to her. So for these I'm going to use the Versafine Claire in Nocturn. So I think I'll put Mummy down first. I may need to just turn this one over. She's got plenty of ink on it. Just line that up out there, I think. Just a little bit of pressure and just hold for a few seconds just to let all that ink transfer. To make sure we get a good impression. Lovely. And then little baby Pippin. Again, I'm going to turn that over. Make sure he's well covered. Just going to pop him down here. There we go. Oh, there he is. He's gorgeous, isn't he? Lovely little baby. Right. So that's what we're looking like at the moment. Let's get rid of those. Now I'm just going to put some colour around the edges. And for that I have some broken china. Distress ink, this one. Get my little brush. Right, just check I don't have too much on there. I don't want too heavy colour. And I'm going to come most of the way round to about here. We won't see it too much this side because of all the greenery, but it will just add a little border around. Right, let's have a look. You can see you get that beautiful, very subtle shading around the edge there. It's lovely. Maybe just add a little tiny bit more just here. Probably enough on the brush, so probably don't need to re-ink that anymore. So that's the sky. And then around the bottom here, I've a bit of greenery, and I've come in with some bundled sage. I've only got one of these little things. I have more on my birthday list from my children, so they're quite nice. I like those little brushes. So for this one I'm just coming in with one of the ink blenders. Just make sure I don't have too much ink on there. I'm just going to join it up to where the blue finished. A nice subtle colour, the bundled sage. Right, let's have a look again. That's the beauty of having a little circle that you can lift on and off. Let's go for a little tiny bit more down the bottom here. Check again. That's better. Lovely, so that can go away now then. Now then, they're floating in the air at the moment. So I've got my little plastic edger thingy. You can tear a bit of paper. I'm just going to line up the bottom of Pippin. And obviously coming with the bundled sage again. Let's just place that so that we can start on the plastic and come down. And again for Mummy or Daddy. You can barely see that. Let's try a bit more, a bit higher. Again for Pippin. So you can move these things around till you get the look that you want. If you start gently, you can always add more ink, but you can't take it off, obviously. That's better, it just sort of grounds them out a bit. And then I wanted to do a few little hills in the background. So let's go with something like that. Again, start on your plastic. Beautiful. And then perhaps another one here. Excellent. I don't think that's probably enough, actually. Right, put that away. Now, let's just check that. Oh, gorgeous. Now then, do we need this anymore? I don't think we do. So this can come off. And there we are. We have a beautiful little circle with our little Pippin in there. Now for the sun, I've cut a tiny, tiny little circle out of a piece of card. And I'm just going to place that about here. And I've got some Distress Ink and Squeezed Lemonade. And I haven't got a tiny little blender brush, so I'm just coming in with an ear cotton bud. I'm just going to pick some of that up onto there. Very gently hold that down and go into my circle. Fill that in. You could use pencils if you've got pencils for this. A bit more. And I didn't want a really harsh line on this. I wanted to make it sort of like a hazy little sunshine. So what I'm going to do in a minute, I think I've got enough on the sun there. Let's take that off. Come in again, and I'm just going to gently go round and round the outside edge. And it's just going to fade that out so it's not a harsh line. That's beautiful little sun. Gorgeous. Right, let's mount that up onto a card. And I've got a piece of green card here just to mount that onto. You can trim off at this stage if you think your circle's gone slightly one way or the other. I'm just going to do it like that. I just felt the colours on this were just gorgeous. Lovely spring-like colours. Beautiful for a new baby. Onto my card. See if I can line that up. Like so. And then just to finish off, I've got a jelly roll here. This one's a very yellowish colour. And I'm just going to do a few little dots in amongst the greenery here. Just has a teensy tiny bit of sparkle. Adds a little tiny bit more to these flowers. And I think we'll have a few on the hills. Little buttercups or something, or whatever they may be. But they just look really subtle, really pretty. So I don't know if you can really see that, but it does add a bit of sparkle. And then obviously you can just pop your message there. Obviously in my case it was new baby, and I've used a little die cut, one of these little £1 ones that you can buy at the range if you're in the UK. And that's it for today. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you find a little bit of inspiration in that. Please subscribe, and I have lots of other videos up. And happy crafting. See you again next time. Bye bye.